What's up, guys? This is Semi here from Phantom Knight Trading Company, and today we're taking a look at Wigglytuff with his Do the Wave attack. So this deck revolves around Wigglytuff. The whole purpose is to basically fill your bench up completely and then hit them with the Do the Wave, which does 10 damage plus 10 more damage for each of your bench Pokemon. So it maxes out at 60 damage, which is 10 short of our gold standard of 70 that we want. So we're going to be using plus powers to make up the difference. But let's go ahead and start with this deck from top to bottom. Some of our basics that we're going to be using as bench warmers and bench fillers is Electabuzz. He's got it's a great card. It's got this Thundershock attack, flip a coin if heads, defending Pokemon's not paralyzed. Useful to stall while you can power up a Wigglytuff. The second attack does respectable damage, 30, potentially 40 on a coin flip, and if it's tails, you just take 10 to yourself. Not bad. For 2 energy, it's pretty reasonable. The amount of times you're going to use this is going to be minimal because usually you want to attack with Wigglytuff, but sometimes, like let's say if the opponent is weak to Lightning or something, you might want to use Electabuzz to maybe soften up something. The biggest deck that would be weak to Lightning is going to be Blastoise, and they have 100 HP. So, Do the Wave is not going to get anywhere near 100 HP, so oftentimes you can soften them up with a not Wigglytuff, an Electabuzz, and then follow up with a Wigglytuff to finish them off. So we're going to be running 2 copies of those. That's this column here tells you how many copies of each card we're going to be running, and the column in the middle tells you the card, the collection number here. So BS is base set, FO is fossil, JU is jungle, just to give you a reference of if you wanted to build this deck for yourself. So we have 2 Electabuzz we're going to be using. We're going to be playing 1 Ditto. Ditto's got this Pokemon Power Transform. If Ditto is your active, it basically copies the opponent's HP, weakness, resistance, and attack costs. But the difference is that any energy attached to Ditto becomes energy of any type. So you can copy other people's attacks and their HP. And sometimes it's really useful in case the opponent has just a really annoying attack that is causing you trouble. You can just slap on a couple of DCEs to Ditto and potentially copy a super powerful attack, like a Rocket Zapdos is an example. He's got the second attack Rocket Zapdos does that does 70 damage, but he has to have 3 Lightning and 1 Colorless to do it. This Ditto just needs 2 DCEs to do it, so you can potentially really do some damage with the Transform and using DCEs to change the energy to like make multiple energy types work for you. But he's useful just to have as an option. Potentially, what you can do is swap out Ditto for Mr. Mime, and Mr. Mime acts like a wall to stall in case you need to power up something. But that's one option. And going on to Scyther, we run 1 copy of Scyther. He's got this Sword Stance attack. But during your next turn, Scyther slash attack does 60 instead of 30. Great power up attack. We don't run any grass, we're not going to be utilizing that. We're going to be using mostly slash. Slash does 30, 60 for weakness. So anything that's grass weak, we can hit them for 60. Some fighting types are grass weak, like Onyx and like Rhydon or Rhyhorn or whatever. So and then also certain water types are grass weak, including Blastoise. Not Blastoise, but there's other water types that are weak to grass, so useful to have as an option. He also has a free retreat, so once you get him on the bench, if something gets KO'd, you can always bring him up to the active and set up your turn and then retreat into whatever you want. So really useful. He's also got the resistance to fighting, which is really important since Wigglytuff is weak to fighting. So this gives us a way to disrupt the opponent's rhythm by not having something that's weak to fighting in the active, and then they gotta like switch it out or deal with the resistance somehow. So super useful, good attack, good resistance, free retreat, a lot of benefits to using Scyther. And then our primary attackers, we're gonna have Wigglytuff that evolves or Jigglypuff that evolves into Wigglytuff. Jigglypuff has the attack Lullaby, defending Pokemon's now asleep. It's got 60 HP, which is really nice for a basic to have 60, like a basic that evolves into something else. To have 60 is really good. Lullaby helps to stall for a turn. Pound helps to do some damage. Sometimes you can actually do Pound because you just need a DC to do it. and he's got this psychic resistance, which is helpful against Mewtwo. One retreat cost makes it very, very, very reasonable to get him out of the act if it gets stuck. But the primary attacker that he evolves into is obviously going to be Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff is 80 HP, so he's definitely bulkier than most of the 70 HP people that you're going to be looking at. Lullaby is copied over from the basics, so you can still put people to sleep. This is helpful to set up Do the Wave because you can evolve in a Wigglytuff, and let's say you just don't have the energy. You can just lullaby them and hopefully draw into a DCE. But then you have Do the Wave, does 10 damage plus 10 more for each of your bench. We're going to be using Poke Dolls to fill up our bench. We have other bench, like we have other basic Pokemon to put on the bench, so it's very, very reasonable to get a full bench to be able to use Do the Wave with. So you're going to be hitting for 60. The bigger problem is usually getting enough energy onto Wigglytuff to start attacking with, because they're going to be running the energy removals and stuff like that. So that's usually harder to do, the energy count, than it is to fill up the bench, as you're going to see with the battles. So moving on, we have 10 lightning energy. Lightning energy helps Electabuzz. It doesn't matter what site they're to keep Wigglytuff's momentum going fast. We run four Clefairy Doll to make sure that our bench stays full. Sometimes if you don't have a Scyther on the bench, you can just put up a Clefairy Doll and then discard it to bring up your primary attacker. With 4 Clefairy Dolls, and we run 10 Pokemon, but Finder, some people will tell you to use 4 and 4. A lot of decks do use 4 and 4, 2 free spots in the 60 card deck. So, but computer search useful to be able to find any 2. Your whole deck is available to you with computer search, so really useful, really, really good. Item Finder, of course, you can use Item Finder to reuse your trainers from the discard pile. Usually anything you want, once you've played it, you can replay it with Item Finder. Three copies there. 1 scoop up, and 2 switch. So these are going to be the way that we're going to move around our pieces. 1 scoop up is useful as a tech in case you have a damage, and none of them are the Pokemon you want on the bench. So you can scoop up something and then just put the one you want. So there's plenty of utility that scoop up can give you. 2 switches, the other way to do it. In terms of our retreat cost, but Ditto depends on the opponent. So the opponent has a retreat cost of 3. Ditto also has a retreat. You have 3 plus power and 2 defender. So defender is useful, 2 to 100 HP. So super bulky at that point. You're very likely going to survive 2 turns to be able to use Do the Wave. That's 2 KOs potentially. So really useful to have some defenders. 3 plus powers to turn your 60 damage into 70 damage for 1 hit KOs. Incredibly useful. Sometimes you can use 2 plus powers to get to an 80 or 90 or something like that. Anything you need. Definitely useful to have plus powers with big 5 prizes. If you've burned too many resources, keep in mind. 4 bill to be able to supplement the lack of oaks. This that Wigglytuff has the 300 cost, and in a format with energy removal, its removal gym is really useful to keep your energy in play. They're still going to be able to remove the energy though if they would choose to discard. But if they do decide to discard things, you're gonna have these cards to be able to really punish them for that. So we don't remove 3 cards from the opponent, potentially turning their hand into a dead hand. Super powerful and trap combined together really punish them hard for that. So definitely gives you a good advantage and a really good alternative strategy if you wanted to run the no remove gem option and not run your own energy disruption. So we do have 2 Master Ball to finish up this deck. Master Ball is here just to get a Pokemon in case we get a hand with nothing. Super useful, especially if you can get your evolutions out. Sometimes I've used this to get a Wigglytuff if I don't have it in my hand and I don't have any Oak. So really useful. There's really no other good way. I think Master Ball is more of a guarantee than is Pokeball, because Pokeball is a coin flip. I really don't like using a Pokeball for a coin flip. Master Ball seems a little better because you have 7 cards that you look for. So there's a high chance you're gonna find something there. But yeah, that's the full deck. In terms of overall strategy, I mean, you're just going to use some of your basics to stall while you get Wigglytuff powered up. Sometimes you can just continue with the alternative attackers. Like I've taken KOs with Scyther, I've taken KOs with Electabuzz because as a follow up, to like let's say you don't have a plus power, you're forced to hit 60 damage on something. Usually an Electabuzz can like clean it up for you because it does 10 for 1, so it's definitely useful. Um, go ahead and just try it out. I think you're going to see how useful and powerful it can be because with the Clefairy dolls, with your basics, you're going to get a full bench very quickly. With no remove gym, you're going to be able to power up Wigglytuff and keep the energy in play. With Defender and with plus power, you're taking KOs left and right. Like, it's a super powerful deck. In terms of, the fighting weakness becomes a huge problem because you're only running one Scyther. Potentially, you might want to swap out one Electabuzz for another Scyther, but I kind of went with two Electabuzz because I like the one energy with like the one energy attack at 10. It gives you, a follow-up if Wigglytuff dies versus Scyther, which takes 3 energy to power up, so not necessarily as useful as Electabuzz in a deck like this, where your primary attacker is going to be using up a lot of your energy spots. Oftentimes also what happens is a Wigglytuff will survive at least 2 or 3 turns, especially after a Rocket's Trap, and you're powering up another Wigglytuff at that point, so you're going to have a follow-up Wigglytuff to attack with. So I think the combination of No Removal Gym and Rocket's Trap and Rocket Sneak Attack really pull their weight. Like these are the highlights here. If you can get these in play early on, then you're going to have plenty of time to power up a Wigglytuff. And once a Wigglytuff is powered up, it's super hard to deal with, especially with no remove gym in play, because then they're forced to try and potentially remove your energy while destroying their hand in the process. It's a huge catch-22 that you're giving them if they're trying to remove your energy. So definitely worthwhile to play, definitely useful. There's plenty of ways to play Wigglytuff. This is the way that I've chosen, so you guys can you can take this as a template, build off of this, change it to whatever you want. If you want more disruption, go with that route. If you want more consistency, add another Oak, maybe an Erica or two. However you guys want, there's so many options. There's so many ways to play this right, so there's no wrong method for sure. So let's go ahead and get into some matches with this deck, and you're going to see just how good it can be. Alright guys, I'll see you in the matches. Hey guys, just wanted to mention that unfortunately earlier when I was explaining the Wigglytuff deck, I couldn't scroll down far enough to see the 2 nightly garbage runs, but they are definitely essential for the deck because they recover energy, they recover Wigglytuffs. If you think about it, they take 6 prizes, right, to win, and we only have 7 basics plus the Clefairy dolls, so we're definitely going to need some nightly garbage runs to kind of keep our attackers going. And so 2 nightly garbage run for sure. It also helps prevent deck out. So many uses to nightly garbage run. So just wanted to mention that before we get into the matches. Alright, so we're going to be playing against Deja and Tendu, starting with the Jigglypuff. Uh-oh, we're going to be playing against a Vileplume deck that is incredibly bad. Alright, well, and this hand looks really bad too. Okay, so he's not going to get it out at least this turn. So what I can do is I can try to maybe stall him in the active and then take a KO that way. I know that there's a Victreebel that Erica has. I just don't know what it does. He probably has a switch, but we do have the Gust of Wind in my hand, so I think we'll be okay. This isn't as bad of a matchup per se, but it's still pretty bad now. So 10, 20, 30, we do need a plus power or one more Pokemon, and unfortunately we don't have that. So I'm just going to start benching things. I'm going to evolve to Wigglytuff. I will energize. Did I click that? Energize. And unfortunately we will just have to Oak. We're going to lose a couple of items there. Now we're doing 30, we just need one more, and that's what Jigglypuff does, so we can save the rest of our resources, and then we'll do the wave. And that actually does help us a ton, because we're going to be able to use our items for at least one more turn. Plays Erica's Maids, I'm not sure what that does. Let's see what it does. It was a scary start there because if he had found a way to get, looks like it collects Erica cards. That's what, yeah. So now we're gonna need the Gust of Wind or at least an item finder to take another KO. So we're in a good position because he probably doesn't run energy removals right now. Alright, so what we can do here is computer search what do we discard though. So he hasn't gotten an attack on us yet, but that's next turn I think it's probably gonna happen. Plus power, this is 60, that's 40, so we're doing, if I do this, that's 550. So we're gonna need the plus power next turn. Too many computer searches, and not sure how effective Rocket Sneak Attack is going to be. I don't want to lose more energy, but I think I might have to, and I'll get rid of one defender for another Gust of Wind. Gust of Wind, the Oddish, and we'll play Rocket Sneak Attack. Get rid of that computer search. So he did have Vileplume in hand, which is really bad. But then we'll do the wave. So once again, he does not have item lock. At least we have items for at least 2 more turns, guaranteed. He's gonna evolve because we just saw it that he had it in his hand. So we'll see what attacks it has. He decides to Lysander up my Electabuzz. We're doing 5. We're doing 50 the plus power. So I think we actually, here's what we can do. We can get rid of the defender and the lightning energy for a scoop up or switch. Switch is fine. Leave our scoop up. We will switch to Electabuzz, and so we plus power, and I'm not going to play a garbage run yet because I might need a computer search next turn. So then we'll do the wave, take another KO. So we're in a good commanding position at this moment, and I think, yeah, so he's conceded. We were able to really get exactly what we needed in the beginning to prevent the Vileplume, and luckily this match worked out for us. So let's go on to the next one. Okay, we're playing Take My Hand. This is I played him earlier today. He was playing Blastoise, so let's see what he gets now. Looks like I didn't have any basics, so he gets to draw 2 cards. So that's unfortunate. This hand, I mean, we'll be able to power up Electabuzz, which is actually super effective against a lot of his water types. But he does run Articuno, which has no weakness, so it'll be not nearly as effective there. Okay, so it looks like he switched decks, and he's playing Chansey and Scyther. He might be playing the same deck I am as a mirror match. Not quite sure. He's playing Grass Energy though, so we'll see. Let's see, and then he's got, oh, he's gonna playing Venutrans. It's gonna be the deck that moves around Grass Energy. I think it's Grass Energy anyway. But we'll play this stuff. He played Scrunch, right? Heads, he won't receive any damage this turn. Alright, so unfortunately that means we might still be able to paralyze him, right? Yeah, we can still paralyze him, and then we'll sneak attack. Get rid of that Oak. So now he's on top deck mode, which is really good for us. Gives us a chance to power up some attackers. Venutrans, the Venusaur usually means that he doesn't run as much disruption because he doesn't have enough space for it, so we might be okay. So we did get tails on that. He could actually just put a DCE on and kill us, but we saw his hand and it's actually 0 now, so he's got nothing left. He once again gets because he once again gets heads on Scrunch, I'm going to start powering up Scyther instead. And I'm just going to just go for another Thunder Shock. This time it works. So next turn we should get at least an attack off. See what he gets in his hand. Let's see. Looks like he might not have gotten anything because he's not playing anything. He just got a Grass Energy. We get a Bill, that's awesome. We get a Defender and a Jigglypuff. So now we can actually start doing some damage to him. We're gonna go ahead and power it up. There's no need for us to start retreating and trying to force the issue. We can just play Thunder and Punch all day. So that's 30. Let's see what he draws now. He can actually double edge right now, but
Hello everyone, welcome to round 5 of the 2016 Canadian National Championships. On the left, we've got Sebastian Crema again with his primal
stream going here. Let me just turn the volume off there. Watching Canadian Nationals. But okay, let's see. He decides to go for Scrunch and gets another head, man. Wow. Okay, we're just gonna spread out some of our energy then at this point. Save that DCE to power up either one of these guys, and then we'll just play. Now, he doesn't do 10 damage to anything, right? No, I don't think so. Now, do I do 10 to myself? Yeah, just to myself. If I play Defender, I have essentially 80 HP, so that doesn't do anything for me. Because double edge. But now if I force, yeah, that's right. He's gonna paralyze. So we'll just play Thundershock. Paralyze again, nice. Okay, good. See what he gets on top deck mode. Unfortunately, the downside to this whole thing is that he's getting a lot of free cards off of his top deck, and I hope that he doesn't draw out of his dead hand for sure, because then otherwise that would be really bad. Yeah, it looks like he decides to attach the DCE to Kangaskhan. Now he can't move those, so that's good. And finally we get an Oak, so that's awesome. We're gonna bench this. We will who do we Defender and who do we attach energy to? I think we're gonna go with our primary strategy of Jigglypuff, and we're going to Defender Jigglypuff because defending Electabuzz is useless. There's no energy in the discard, so we're just gonna Oak. Looks like we get this, and we have a Scoop Up, but we don't want Scoop Up just yet because we would lose our energy that way, and we still have a good viable attacker going on there. Get another Defender. Unfortunately, we didn't get a switch, which is what I was hoping for. So we're just going to evolve so that he doesn't get Lysander and KO'd very quickly unless he decides to double edge, and we have a Defender on him anyway. So now we'll just bench Jigglypuff, and now we have a full bench. We're not going to play the Master Ball just yet, and we're just going to, I think he couldn't attack this turn, right? Yeah, so now we can Thunder Punch. We took 20 more damage, so that's bad. He does play, now that I'm thinking about it, he plays Poke Center, which allows him to heal, come to full. And he does get an Oak, so he did top deck out of his dead hand, so that's bad. But we were able to power up a Wigglytuff at least, and at least we can do heavy damage. Now that's the other good thing about Wigglytuff, is that most decks can't really do high amounts of damage, and so when you are able to move your energy around and play Poke Center to heal off all your damage, you are able to okay, let me actually think about this. Do I go for another one? He gets another heads. Wow. Okay. Could item finder for a bill. Maybe hope to do something that way. How do I do this? I don't know. I really don't know. Because he's just waiting for his Poke Center. That's the thing. And this is my chance to take a KO here. I can do 60 damage with Wigglytuff. I think I might actually just retreat here and just do the wave. Because this way I can take the KO. And I have a Defender in hand as well. So, wait, we're not going to do that actually. What we'll do is, okay, I played Master Ball by mistake, but we couldn't get anything anyway, so it doesn't matter. Because if we just retreat, he still has 20 damage. I think Scoop Up is the better option. So we're just going to scoop him up to heal off the damage. Bench him again. Stuff. And I don't think I've attached energy just yet. So we're just going to start powering up the other guy, the other Jigglypuff. We're not going to involve him just yet because he retreated. Oh, I completely forgot about Scrunch. Okay, so yeah, that was really bad. Super bad, super bad. I'm a terrible player. Okay, I fully expect him to now heal off this damage because he's in KO range. He might actually try to Comet Punch me. See if he can switch. Solar Beam with 2+ powers can KO me. A Double Edge with Chansey can KO me, and he has 4 energy now to be able to use Double Edge. So he might retreat, or he might take a double KO and kill me instead. I do have the Defender, so actually no, that's not gonna work either. So luckily the Defender is saving me. He just needs a Tails on the Scrunch, man. He's gotten like 4 heads in a row. It's been bad. And I screwed up, so I actually hope that luck is on my side at this point. Our hand is actually low enough now to where we can item finder for an Oak. Alright, so he's gonna go for Comet Punch, and his HP is 90, which means that wow, he got 4 tails. Oh wow, okay, good. Good. Oh, now we can actually KO him. But do I want to take damage onto Kangaskhan because he has the DCE? He can't move the DCE, just the grass. So if I do damage on the Kangaskhan, he won't be able to readily heal it. Is the thing. So it might be worth it to just do that. And we're doing let's go ahead and attach another energy to Jigglypuff, and then we will evolve. And the next turn we can at least item finder for an Oak. So we're just gonna do the wave because we almost have another powered up Wigglytuff, so we're in a good position. So one more attack and he loses the Kangaskhan, which means that he might want to let him go and move the grass energy elsewhere. Currently he can Poke Center to heal the Chansey on the bench, which would be bad obviously, but if he wants to attack with anything, he's gonna need to use the Comet Punch. If he does attack with Chansey, then he takes 80 damage, so we only have to do 40 at that point, so we can always respond with a KO. Attaches, yeah, so he's gonna attach one to Venusaur just as he just starts to attack again, so only 20 damage. That's perfectly fine with me. I'm willing to take the KO here. I don't want to play anything just yet, and so we've removed 2 grass energy off of his field, so that's really good. And we've also removed 2 DCE since he had to retreat the Chansey to do it. So he's lost 2 DCE, 2 grass energy, and he needs to... I guess what is his best plan at this point? Maybe attack with the fresh Chansey and take the damage and just start trading prizes. That could be an option for him. If he gets a Defender on the Chansey though, then that really makes a big difference. Look, like how much would he need though? He would need... let's see... He would need at least 2 defenders, which is very unrealistic. So he's just going to start hitting with Solar Beam. We do have the Scyther for free retreat, so that's fine. Have the Clefairy Doll. What I might do is... what's the best way to approach this is the thing, because 100 HP is it's too high for me to deal with this deck. Because I would need like Do the Wave plus like an infinite amount of plus powers. So this is actually a really bad position because if he has the healing, the Poke Center, I'm screwed because he can just move energy off to Scyther and heal himself. So, but I think it's a tough call. I really don't have any other choice, do I? So I'm just gonna have to Rocket's Trap. Hopefully I take out something useful from this Rocket's Trap. And let's see. Bench this, and then item finder. I'm gonna have to item finder for the Oak to need it because I need a new hand. Okay. We have the switch. We don't need it though. How? Okay, wait a minute. No. Well, the risk I was thinking about was maybe I need to switch to Electabuzz and start using Thundershock to paralyze him. Because if he's paralyzed, he can't move the energy. That's a huge risk though, because I'm only doing 10 at a time. I have the plus power, so I can do 70 damage, which would mean that I would need to hit 3 heads on the paralysis, which is pretty bad. I might have to. Is it worth doing? Could computer search for a DCE and take 30 that way, and that sets up the KO, and I might actually do that. So let's go ahead and do that actually. Let's do that, yeah. Switch in this, I'm going to need that gust of wind for sure. So we'll do this for the DCE, and then we'll attach that to Scyther for the slash. Now he's in KO range for my Wigglytuff, but does he have the heal is the thing, because I rocket sneak attacked him. He might just retreat, but I can gust of wind him, so that would be really good. Oh wow, he did. He actually left it up. Okay, perfect. So now I can definitely take a huge lead here, get rid of his primary strategy, and awesome. We got rid of 4 energy that way too. That was amazing. I can't believe that we pulled that off. Can't believe we pulled that off. Wow. Okay, so we're in a good position now for sure. We have a powered up Wigglytuff with no damage, and he just lost his primary strategy. So that was amazing. He hit me for 60, and so the Scyther is obviously weak, but totally worth it to get rid of that. So let's do another sneak attack at this point to slow him down even more. We're just going to get rid of the scoop up to give it those take out his options. We can item finder here, and no, actually we're just going to gust of wind to get rid of that Chansey. I know that we're leaving energy on the board, but this makes more sense. And I think the when you put him in the bench, the Swords Dance disappears. I think, hopefully. I'm hoping that works that way, because otherwise this would be bad. But yeah, okay, yeah, I think so. Okay, perfect. We can item finder now and take the KO that way, so that's good. We're just going to get rid of these two. Lose a computer search for the plus power. We're really rolling now. His hand was dead from all the sneak attacks, so we're in an incredible position now. Let's see what he does. His Chansey can wall us for at least 2 turns, but I'm comfortable just taking some KOs here. Why not? We have 1 more prize left to take out of his, and he has 5 left, so we're in a great position. The difference though is that his deck is 28 and my deck is 11, and so that is actually pretty bad. Did he scrunch? He gets heads again. He gets heads again, and so we're not going to risk the Wigglytuff. We're just going to send out we'll send out the Scyther, why not? And we'll just slash. And it does nothing, which is fine. He only has 10 HP left anyway. Hopefully that was the right call. But that's Scrunch. It looks like his tails were all on Kangaskhan and all of his heads was on Scrunch. So he didn't even play Scrunch, okay? This is one. How many DCEs has he gone through? He's gone through a ton of energy. He does have another DCE though. I think I might actually just want to start slashing him, to be honest, because if I actually do plus power here and I slash him, now he has 80 HP left, so he can't double edge himself, which is what the goal of that was. So I think we're in a great position at this point. All he can do is retreat, or he heals himself. So we're in a good spot now. We've lost the potential risk to losing our primary attacker on Wigglytuff. So great position. See what he does. We got lucky. If that Venusaur, if he healed off that 30, we would have been in so much trouble. It's insane how much trouble we would have been in. Let's go ahead and retreat to Wigglytuff, start racking up this damage. It's got 20 HP left. So yeah, let's see. I wonder if we've gotten through all our item finder. We might need to use Gust of Wind if he decides to retreat. So we've lost both of those and 3 item finders. That's all we got. Oh, he healed himself. Okay. So we're just going to start doing the wave then. That's fine. He can't sustain it forever. We're two-shotting him. He needs 4 energy to attack, and he's lost another DCE. So I think we're good. He can try to scrunch stall me, which is probably what his plan is. But he just needs, if he gets 1 tails at this point, he loses. So what he needs is to heal the 60, get a DCE, and then scrunch stall for 7 turns, which is so unlikely. Either that or he has another strategy that he can build up something else, but hopefully we can, so yeah, we don't have a Gust of Wind option anymore. We just checked and we lost all our item finders, and we lost both Gust of Winds. So unfortunately that's out the window, but we're still in good position. He still has 5 prizes to take, so I'm confident. The only downside is, again, 7 cards left in the deck. We have energy in hand, so we can power up Electabuzz at the very least, which is good. I haven't commit to it yet because I know that he has Gust of Winds as well. And I just don't want, I want him to burn it so that I can retreat if I need to. That way it removes more resources from his hand. Looks like he hasn't responded. He either got disconnected, which sometimes happens. Sometimes the game can glitch and, okay, never mind, he decides to put a Scyther on the bench. He might want to power up the Scyther. No, he's going for Scrunch and he goes for Tails. Alright, so that's GG for sure. Good game. We got lucky to get rid of that Venusaur. That was the clutch moment of the match for sure. And alright, let's go to the next one. Alright, we got another match here with Alazor. Let's put Ditto in the active because Jigglypuff has 1 retreat and we have 2 switches in hand. Our hand is actually pretty bad. So we can copy Geomedy's Machop to do Chop. Yeah, I'll take 3, sure, why not? That helps us out a lot. He's really piling on the hands there. Giovanni evolves instantly. Good thing I benched the other guy. He won't go for it, there's no way. He played another Giovanni. Okay, what does this do anyway? Let's see. Giovanni's one time be knocked out by an opponent's attack, flip a coin. If Ted's not knocked out, its ring is 10. It's like Focus Sash. Power can't be used if Machops are confused. 4 coins, 30 damage comes on our head. So he can stall from the KO, but I think this is fine actually. We don't have any Psychic Pokemon, unfortunately, to hit for weakness. Do the Wave won't take a one-shot either. Plus that Fortitude means it's going to be a coin flip. Ditto, I think leaving it in the active might be the best way. It stalls, giving us a chance to power up attackers. And yeah, I think that's right. So we're just going to leave Ditto in the active. As long as Ditto is in the active, he has to get through 100 HP, which is not easy to do. He would need to flip 3 coins to do it. I should have played the energy removal gym. I'm so stupid. I had it in hand too. So dumb. But that's fine. We'll try it again. He still needs 2 more turns to get that attack going. And yeah. He decides to actually play it another one. Okay. That's fine. because eventually we'll get it powered up. He's burning through his resources right now, so I'm fine with this. Scyther actually helps us because he has fighting resistance, so might go for the oak here. Yeah. He might remove energy again though. So he needs, you swap the stadium out. That's bad. For what? What is this? Each performance is reduced by 20. So there, that sucks for me. You do have another gym, but at this point, I almost don't want to bench the Electabuzz because he just kind of one-shots it if he Gust of Winds us. But it might be okay. That's fine. We'll switch into Scyther just so that we have the option of free retreating, and then we can Oak. So now we're gonna do some fun here. We have Item Finder for an Oak, so we're gonna play that. We're gonna play Rocket's Trap though for sure. Get rid of these cards. Okay, and then we're gonna Rocket Sneak Attack to see what's left. So his whole hand is now one Meowth. Okay. Do I Gust of Wind or do I go for Do the Wave and then yeah, I think I can go for Do the Wave. It's fine. Okay, we evolve. We don't need to play Rocket Sneak Attack. What we can do is 60, 70, 80. No, so we will just retreat into Do the Wave. For now, we're just going to play the normal Do the Wave. Okay, hopefully his hand stays dead. He didn't even KO us, so definitely taking advantage of this situation to do the wave again. And we got lucky that we got to flip the correct outcome here. But his hand is completely dead still. He plays Item Finder for Oak. Okay, so now his hand is back up. He needs to do 20 and he can do it with just a chop, and he will do it actually. So there goes that. Scyther goes up. Let's go play the Master Ball. Grab the Jiggly or Wigglytuff. Let's see here. We're going to evolve. We will. I need to get rid of this thing first of all. But he's not going to be able to do much, right? Yeah, so let's do it this way. Get rid of these two for the DCE. Or do I want to go for the no removal gem? We'll just go for the DCE. It's fine. Attach the Scyther. We'll Rocket Sneak Attack. Get rid of this. And actually, we can just win. So yeah. Okay. Good game. And there goes that. Alright, so I think we've seen enough of Wigglytuff to kind of see how it works. It's pretty powerful. It's pretty fast. We have multiple attackers that can utilize weakness and stall to get Wigglytuff going. Ditto helps us out in certain situations to be able to act as a wall. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.